we're going to throw it together and we're going to boost it, like I said.
So we called around a couple machine shops in the area. They're all pretty busy. It is race season. So I don't want to wait. This is what we're going to do. We're going to clean this thing up as much as possible here at the house. We'll paint it. We'll check everything out. We're going to hone the cylinders ourselves here. The only thing that we're actually going to get new is a rebuild kit. We're going to throw in a decent cam. Of course, we're going to have a nice intake, but we're going to have factory crank, factory rod, factory pistons, and a decent set of heads. We're still going to strap a blower on this thing when the time comes. It's going to be a little while. We still have to dig in to the transmission, get that all apart, dig into that, get that cleaned up. But for now, let's clean this block up, hone it out, and see what we got. We can check it for level. Yeah.
backwards after you just try your best to get all the grease and stuff you possibly can off the motor, and then spray it down with a penetrating lube. But this is my theory behind it, and it seems to work out for the most part. One, you just stripped all the oil, or as much as you stripped off some of the areas, and some places that you don't want to strip. So this will prevent them areas from rusting. Also, almost every penetrating lube is high in detergents. So while it will cover the whole thing in oil, again, it'll be a fraction of a second for you to get it off. And it'll stop it from rusting. So make sure you squirt every one of your bolt holes, especially your main bolt holes, your heads, your actual mains. Just to get that oil on them so they don't rust up. It'll help you break down what you've got off. And it'll help for when you chase these threads. Alright guys, so I know that this has been a slow event here, but we had a trip we went on, and I ended up letting it sit for a little bit longer than I thought, but that's okay. That oil did a good job at keeping it from flash rusting too bad. So the cylinder walls look exact same way they did, just a little bit of surface rust from when we first did it. This is what we fresh for you guys, just like the same video, but for me it's like revisiting an event. So we're not going to use a dingle ball hone for this project. Not that they don't work, but if you have something that you really want to get into the walls, you're not just trying to get some cross hatching back. You're trying to also see what it looks like. You're trying to see if it's square. You're trying to see if everything's flush. You're really trying to learn as you go. You want to use this style. So what happens is this style, as you come in and you open up, it will lay flush no matter if you're down a little bit, up a little bit, off a little bit. You really want to try to keep it square, but it's a lot forgiving. It also will stay flush with the wall, and if you have a low spot, high spot, if the taper's really bad, you'll see that. You'll see that in your cross hatching. This is also a little bit aggressive on my stones, but I plan on going with regular old iron rings. I'm not going to do moly rings. Like I said, we're not doing anything crazy. We're going to do a guy in his garage. This is all he has, and he wants to build a project. This is it, right? So we're going to reuse everything that I didn't think I was going to reuse, and we're going to get this thing going. But you're going to see it'll fire up and run. We're going to smoke the tires. It'll be a fun truck to drive. So what you want to do is make sure you can't have too much lube when you're doing this. All right, get a good oil. Some guys will wipe the walls down with an actual oil. Some guys will spray an actual oil. I know a lot of guys that use WD, a lot of guys that use whatever their heart desires for spray. You really are just concentrating on keeping the gunk out as you're going. So you're removing a minute amount of metal. You want to keep a decent speed in and out. There's a ton of videos on just honing. So if you guys want to check those out, there's a ton of them, and most of them are pretty good. So what you want to do is make sure you spray along the top side. That way you're not just spraying down the bottom, it's not staying down the bottom. You spray on the top side, it's going to fall with you. So you want to keep a constant in and out while you're keeping a constant RPM. You want your cross hatches to be about a 45-degree angle. And it's really going to be testing. Every drill is different. Every person's different. Every in and out speed is different. What you don't want to do is stop and then drag these stones on the way up. It's not the end of the world. It's just not the right way to do it. So what we'll do is we'll lube this up. All right, I have it on a low speed. I'm going to be going kind of slow. We'll get through this one. I'll show you what I got. We'll see whether or not we want to speed it up or slow it down for the next one. And then I'll knock them all out and we'll check it out. Now, it wasn't a lot. I just want to see what we got here. Yep. So let's see if you can see it on the video here. Yep. So like I said, these stones are kind of aggressive, and we're really going to knock this down. But I think I can go a little bit faster with my in and out speed. And we'll be able to better clean as we're going to get it. I went ahead and hit that head surface with a wire wheel. It's cast. It's not going to scratch up too bad. Throw a head gasket on it, so we're good. Like I said, this is going to be, can you pull a 460 big block out of the garage that's been sitting for what I found out was now about 30 years. It's got some rust pitting, it's got some issues. We're going to throw it together and we're going to boost it, like I said. So I went over all these rods. They're all straight. Their pins are really tight. A little bit of wear on the walls, but nothing bad. Oil ring seized up. Top and second ring are actually moving. They were seized, but I was messing with it while I was getting things ready and I broke it free. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to clean these up. I'll go over all that. I'll probably do that in the next video because the rebuild kit came in. So we have new rings, new bearings. The next video we're throwing this bottom end together, and then we're going to go over what cam we're going to get, what heads we're going to get. And like I said, this isn't going to be an overnight thing. The bottom end's going to be the cheapest, easiest part. Heads aren't going to be cheap no matter what. Cam's going to be a decent cam. So we're going to go with some roller lifters for longevity, and I know there's problems with the flat tappets right now. So guys that have been doing it for years are wiping cams and wiping lifters, and we don't know whether to blame the cam guys or lifter guys. We cleaned it up as much as possible. We cross-hatched it. We're going to throw it together. We're going to run it. Yeah, bud, what's up? Alright, sorry about that. Like in most of my videos, dad duty comes first. So, come over here and check this piston. Come over here and check the piston out. Alright, I'll come to you. Hold on. Alright, so this is what we're working with. So it's not horrible. It's definitely carboned up a lot. It's got some very little bit of rust, but that's gonna come off of there pretty easy. So we're gonna dip this in one of my favorite cleaning agents, and I'll go over that. Like I said, I would love to have all this in one video. This is gonna be probably a week, you know, because I'm a dad, so things take time, and we don't all have full time in the garage time. So we're gonna clean these up. I'm gonna show you how to make these clean. They're gonna look brand new except for the scratches. All right. So we'll go over all that, and then we'll throw it together in the next one. But until then, have fun with it.